Stand up at high school reunion. Oh, no. Oh, this just has fucking train wreck written all. If this is a comedian and they're going to do stand up at their high school reunion, that takes balls, man. All right, Bill, fuck you, Sunscreen Burr. We've missed a couple reunions now. All my classmates are married with kids. So I'm guessing your significant other. I've been doing local stand-up for a while now, but that's been 2 hours away from where I grew up, and none of my classmates have seen it. SCENE. They haven't seen it. This is why it's great to get into show business, is you can be as dumb as me, and you can still be successful. Now, they've asked me to do a set for the reunion. I'll admit it's different for people you know, so your advice on going after the home crowd that knows you. Keep it clean, offensive, use your best shit regardless. What are your sunburned thoughts? My sunburned thoughts is you're out of your fucking mind. There is no fucking way. There is no fucking way I would do that gig. I'm going to stand up there in front of these fucking people that I knew for 15 years of my fucking life and haven't seen for 20 years. And I'm going to be, as I'm looking at them, trying to de-age their faces and figure out who the fuck is who. Oh, my God. And go right back to being like the pecking order. I'll tell you right now, you got balls. Like right now, the fact that you just said that, you know, I'm going to do stand-up at my high school reunion is the Spider moment in Goodfellas where he goes, why don't you go fuck yourself, Tommy? And then De Niro goes, oh! Just like that, pause. Shoots him in the foot. He tells him to go fuck himself. You know, that's don't take no shit off nobody, right? Yeah, go ahead and, you know what, dude? I say you fucking do it. And this is the thing, dude. I would not hold back. I would give them both fucking barrels. The only thing you have to lose is if it goes bad, you're going to have a great panel story about bombing in front of people you haven't seen in 20 fucking years. My advice would be I would see the humor in this situation, how fucking ridiculous it is. That's what I would do. You know, I would make some sort of joke that, you know, after me, you know, fucking Joe Blow over here is a biologist. He's going to come up here for 10 minutes and look through a fucking microscope or some shit. I don't know I have no idea what I would do. But you know what? I've done something like that. I'm not going to lie to you. I've done something like that. I did stand up in a bar in my hometown, and it just so happened there was like, I don't know, there was like a table of people I went to high school with, and I'll never forget looking at them. The look on their face was, holy shit, that's that fucking guy I used to have snowball fights with. Like, they're not even listening to, they're just watching. This is the thing. They're psyched you're doing it. It's all about keeping your own fucking head together. And I'm not necessarily good about doing that. Like, I don't even like seeing the crowd before the show. I hate that. I hate when before I go into something, somebody goes, hey, Bill, looking forward to the show. Or like, hey, really like your stuff. I hate that because I always feel like, well, now what if I go in there and I bomb? Or what if you don't like my shit? And then you already said that you liked me, and then you're going to feel bad that you said that because I stunk. Like, after the show, I'll talk to people. After it went well and I felt like I gave you your money's worth, then I'm fine. But I feel like if I get compliments on the way in, I'm like taking out a loan. Does that make any sense? I don't know. So anyways, all I got to say is you got more balls than I do. Bayer cunts. Hey, Copper Top. Was wondering if you heard about these cunts Bayer. Yeah, the aspirin. Oh, yeah, I heard about this. These fuckers are buying Anthony Monsanto and changing their name to Bayer to avoid the negativity that comes with the Monsanto name, but not changing any of the fucked up practices like GMO seeds and hiding from the public how they are poisoning our food supply, etc. Yeah, how come this never comes up in the political debates? They never talk about it because these guys have so much. We will fucking murder you money if you talk to us, talk about us. If this wasn't bad enough, I read up on Bear and come to find out a few years ago, these bastards supplied blood to hemophiliacs who needed blood transfusions and their products and had the AIDS virus in it and continued to sell it after they knew about it. They even admitted to it? Come on. Where did you read this? What in the fuck? How are these corporate fuckheads always allowed to get away with this unbelievable level of greed and soulless, inhuman behavior? These cunts should be tried and executed. Here's a link in case you wanted to read up on this. Bear admits it paid millions in HIV infection cases, just not in English. What? Thanks for the last. After reading shit like this, I can use a few. All right, I'll look that up. I hope that's a legitimate website and not some fucking lunatic. But that just says that they admitted that they fucked up and paid out. But God knows that corporations, they had those fucking police cruisers that if you got rear-ended, like there was a major problem with the gas tank igniting and these state troopers were fucking burning to death. And I heard they knew about that and they weighed the whole, the lawsuit, the class action suit versus changing the design, and the class action suit would be less, so they chose that, and they let these fucking cops burn to death. So it wouldn't surprise me. This is getting really dark, people. All right. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it is time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, September 26th, 2016. What's going on? How are you? Yesterday, September 25th, was the 36th anniversary of the death of John Bonham. Why do I know that? Because I'm a nerd. All right, let's get into the podcast this week. Now, I don't have a lot of time to fucking sit here and try and brighten up your goddamn Monday. Okay? I've been doing these podcasts since 2007. All right? At some point, I have to kick you people out of the nest, and you have to learn how to find your own chuckles, your own happiness on a Monday. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's just get right into it. People, last Thursday evening, if you owned a television and you had it on, okay, if you're not one of those annoying readers, you know what I mean? You know how annoying readers are. They can't just go and do it. They got to let everybody know, I don't watch TV. Oh, good. Well, guess what? Now we have nothing to talk about because I don't give a fuck about, this is how little I read. I can't even name an author other than like Stephen King, and I know he's not one of the classics. Well, maybe he will be someday. Maybe The Dead Zone will be right up there with, what's the guy's fuck? Crispus Attucks. Is that the guy who started the Revolutionary War? Was he the first guy who was killed? Or did he write Scrooge? What the fuck was that guy's name? Now I know it was Christopher. It was Christopher something. I read the fucking book. I read it. You know something? I read a bunch of classics because I was sick of people bringing them up and I didn't know what they were. The Prince and the Pauper. I read that one. I read The Count of Monte Cristo, which was like a fucking 600-page book. I read the whole fucking thing with my ADD. I mean, it took forever. Great book. I give it a thumbs up. Moby Dick, I couldn't get through the fucking thing because they kept breaking down whaling like I had nothing better to do, right? Like there was no TV and internet and all that shit in my life. Like the books from back then, if you get like the original like copy of it, like how it was actually written, you understand the astounding level of fucking boredom. You didn't have a car, you didn't have any money, you'd be lucky if you had fucking shoes. Okay, and if somebody was nice enough to actually teach you how to read, you had a book, like your heart was fucking racing. Oh my God, I have a book. Right? And you get excited. What was that book? One of those Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer things. Like if you whitewash the whole fence, we'll give you an apple. And he was excited. There weren't any Snickers, right? It was a fucking apple. Nature's sugar, as they say, right? And he was all fucking, he painted a whole fucking fence for an apple. I love the apples are free. Just walk up to the goddamn tree and you take it, right? Just like how this country was taken, right? We just walked right up, we just took it. Hey, you guys are already here. Yeah, move out, clear it out. Keep moving. Back it up. Back it up, white people coming. Right? It's probably the nicest way genocide was ever described. Hey, could you guys just back it up a little bit? Yeah, but now there's no reason to read. And pretty soon, there's going to be no reason to even interact with other human beings. Now, when they make these, not only these sex suits that they're working on so vigorously, I believe in Asia, as far as the videos that I've seen. Now, none of this, believe it or not, has really been researched. I can't remember who the fuck, if it was one of you lunatics who sent me the thing, or if I saw it on TV. I never remember how I get information, but I distinctly remember seeing somebody laying down in a suit. Actually, it might have been the writer's room at F is for Family. I don't have any fucking short-term memory anymore, right? It's probably all the fucking GMOs in my food, according to the hippie people down there at the farmer's market, who go, look, man, this is how big a chicken's supposed to be, man. Those fucking GMOs, man. I don't know if there's GMOs in my food or not. You know why? Because they're flavorless. You can't taste them. You'd think if somebody was putting something in your food, you'd be like, oh, what is that? What is that? I don't know how they're flavorless. It's kind of weird. Anyways, the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so this fucking guy was laying down in it looked like he was wearing one of those, remember the gimp from that Tarantino movie, right? Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What the fuck was it? Pulp Fiction, right? They had the gimp. Well, he had a gimp suit on, except it was like white. And I don't know if they just covered up his face so he wouldn't know his identity. But he was like, he had this fucking mummy thing on. He had the virtual reality glasses. And then there was something on his dick. I don't know what it was doing. It was like the fleshlight, except it was the automatic version. No, the fleshlight is automatic. That's battery powered, right? That is the creepiest goddamn fucking thing in the history of man. I remember time I was doing a podcast and this person had one. And he goes, look at this thing. Check this thing out. It was like, you put your dick in that? Anyways, the dude was just laying there. What I'm trying to say is they're working on these fucking virtual reality sex suits, okay? So once these things, they get them to a fucking level, like, look how good they've made video games. Okay, and I haven't played since Grand Theft Auto 3 because that game was so fucking great. It just took over my life. I can't imagine what they're like now. So what I'm saying is, once they have the sex suit things going on, like you're gonna deal with your wife. Would you even have a wife? I don't want to hear that horse shit about companionship and blah 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 and all of that crap. You get that all out of the way when you put on your mummy suit. You know what I mean? You lay down, you fucking dial up whatever you want. Hey, I want to be in a pizza parlor. I want to have fucking mozzarella sticks, right? And then this chick comes over and goes, here's your check. And then I say, I ain't got the money. And then for some reason she blows me. But can I dial up where I can actually also be eating the mozzarella sticks? And you know, Siri will be in there and be like, I don't think that'll be a problem. Ding. And then it's going to be happening. When you can fucking do that in the future, it's a wrap. It's fucking over. You know what I mean? I wonder if he gave like a sex offender, like one of those suits, would he stop fucking trying to snatch people? You know, be like, dude, dial up whatever you want, you fucking lunatic. Just stay away from us. Probably wouldn't. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know something, you know what would be fucking hilarious? Is book readers would actually still be fucking real people. Be like, yeah, you know, I don't have a sex suit. I like the actual, you know, I thought the person was better. It's like, will you shut the fuck up? Wow, I don't know what the hell just happened. I don't know how I got on that. What was that, fucking 8 minutes of shit? All right, 52 to go. All right, concert story. Hey there, Billy Vanilla Tits. That's a good one. A month ago, I took my niece, the little lady, and a couple of friends to a concert they wanted to see. I get free tickets to lots of shows, yada, yada. So I took them. We get there, and immediately I'm standing out in an ocean of teens to get into this thing. Another group of friends show up, and they're accompanied by one of the other girls' dads. So we say hello and walk into this situation. It's pretty slow at first. The opening band didn't have me in mind when they made music, but they were okay. The second band came on, and they sounded real familiar. The dad says to me, I heard about these guys from Bill Burr. They're amazing. So I'm like, fuck yeah, this guy knows about Burr. So after their set, we walk outside and decide, I would guess that was 21 Pilots, because I went to go see Mute Math, and they opened for 21 Pilots, and they had a very young crowd screaming like it was the fucking Beatles. So after their set, we walk outside and decide to have a couple of beers while the kids enjoy the main act that definitely didn't have us in mind when they made their music, and talked about, she talked about me and laughed our asses off in the lobby. What a turn. Not only did I get to stay with is this like a fluff piece? Why was this sent to me? I'm not saying that you sent the email. I'm just saying my fucking podcast guy. Not that I didn't want to stay with my niece, but I had an excuse to let her hang with the friends without me standing there. And if I didn't have this guy to talk to, I'd be the lone dude in the lobby, or even worse, on the floor watching the show. But it doesn't end there. All right, I'm guessing this is why the email was sent. Here we go. While I'm standing out there, a girl walks through and asks me what time it is because her phone died. I answered her, and a couple minutes later, we're talking about everything and anything. The other dad was a champ. He laughed at my joke and then peaced out when he saw things going well. What was going well? Not like some married dudes. What? This chick came. Wait a minute. What? Oh, I answered her, and a couple minutes later, we're, meaning you and the lady, were talking about everything and everything. The other dad was a champ. He laughed at my joke, then peaced out when he saw things going well. Oh, there's not enough guys like that. Right, Dad? He fucking made it look like this guy. He's holding court. There's a guy right there. That guy, he gets out in the intersection when the light turns green. He makes sure 2 cars behind him gets through. That's what I'm saying about that guy. He said, yeah, he made sure he peaced out when he saw things were going well. Not like some married dudes who don't get out much and feel the need to flirt so they have something to jack it to later. Anyways, I've gone out with this girl a bunch of times then and got into a new band that I love, whose name I won't name because you don't like to name names. All because of old Billy Original Recipe Tits. Thanks and go fuck yourself. Well, that's great. That's great. You know what? And that's a nice fucking story for all the cock blocks out there. You know what I mean? Those people who fucking cock block, I've never understood that. It's such like a, this is bad. Somehow I'm going to trash women in this. I'm the worst. I was going to say that's such like a female thing to do. You know? Chicks have that fucking thing where it's just like, well, if something good's not happening for me, then and everybody around me has to suffer. That's like the male version of that is the cock block. Well, if I'm not going to get laid, you're not getting laid. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? That's that fucking douche who throws the lady out of the way and jumps in the fucking lifeboat on the Titanic. That person, right? I don't know. How the fuck that's like male behavior, and I still ended up trashing women. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I mean, part of it is I have issues with women, obviously, but the other part is it's just so fucking fun to annoy them. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's my problem. Is it wrong that you'd rather annoy them than fuck them? Is that weird? Or is it just sort of a different approach? All right, hydrophonics. Dear Billy Baldo, the Bullock Brain. You prefer Bullock? I'm having a real problem in a startup I'm launching. I'm pitching that about hydrophonics to people who have no idea about it. Is this like a commercial that's disguised as a fucking question? How can I make it relatable to the common man? It's the best way to grow plants using the least land and water with much less chemicals. Oh, dude, you're fucking with blue blood money here. You better keep this on wraps, dude, or you'll just, I don't know, commit suicide somehow conveniently. I made an invention that slashes the costs to less than half of the current system, but pitching it and getting people interested is a big challenge. Any advice? Yeah, I would do what the Tesla guy did. You just do it yourself, because like the best case scenario is, if what you're doing is true, is you'll pitch it to a corporation, they will buy it and they will never use it, but they will own it and then no one else can use it. Like that's what they would do. So anyways, he said, any advice? Hydroponics can really change the global farming for the better. Saw your show in Bristol with my team and really enjoyed it. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, I would try. You need to find, for something like that, I would say that you need to find people you need to find the rebels. All right? Those rare people who actually have money and aren't giving it to politicians, aren't best friends with all the fucking cops and just totally in the system. You got to find people outside of that who want to be like, yeah, this is bullshit. Come in here with an idea and let's try to fucking put it to work. I mean, you're probably going to have to give up part ownership of it. There's all of that. But, if what you're saying is actually real and it does work, I would say even if you owned a piece of that, you're going to be fine financially. But now, how you find those types of people, I have no idea. But what I would try to do, I mean, can you literally Google the top 10 fucking people with money that, Jesus Christ, this is all going off the rails. You know what I'm saying? I would not go the corporate route because, like I said, you're either going to fucking, they'll put something in your eggs and you'll have a fucking coronary, or they're just going to buy the idea and take it. So you need to find some rebels, man. People with some fucking balls. And then I would try to go directly to local farmers, show them how it works. You might have to give it away at first, and then that guy will spread the word to other farmers. And, this could be a way that they can compete with big-time farming. Like I would try to sell it that way. That's one of those things you got to do it like, like how the rappers would make it back in the day. They'd make mixtapes and sell them out of the trunk of their car. Like you have to do it that way. This is going to be the long road. You know what I mean? This is the comic who doesn't have a catchphrase, who doesn't wear the same silly fucking shirt every time, who fucking isn't like, I don't know, doesn't wrap their fucking act around a cause. You're just going to try to just be funny. You're going to have to take the long road with this. But, yeah, I think in there somewhere I gave you some good advice. Yeah, I would try to get to local farmers and have one of them use it and say how great it is and how much money they saved. I would go that way. And then you get enough of those farmers doing that shit, okay, using your system. And then you get them to show their results and what they were able to do and how much more money they made using less. And then you go to the guy. Then you start asking around. Then you find the guy. Then you get the money. Okay, now you got a little bit of momentum because you did some of the legwork. You can own more of it. And then you can create that fear like, hey, man, I got another guy coming down to check this out. You want to get in business with me or what? Then you get a better percentage. I would go that route. I just described like a Julia Roberts movie. But I think you could do it. All right. Anyways, good luck to you, sir. I hope what you're saying is true, and I hope you can make a difference because that would be tremendous. I was saying, if you were near a television, if you were near a goddamn TV, do you have a TV in your life, okay? If you're not one of these fucking readers, these people who are informed, these people who know who their governor is, you know what I mean? They know all the words to the national anthem. They've memorized all the flags around the world. You know those people? They just can't get enough of doing excruciatingly boring things. They're the kinds of people that when they buy something, they like read the instructions, the whole fucking book. They know how their whole phone works. These are all the people that, you don't really hate them. which you really, you hate yourself because you know they're doing the right thing. There's nothing worse than when you're a fucking dope like me to be near somebody that is doing the right thing. Because when you see them doing the right thing, there's that voice in the back of your head that you really try to drown out, you know, that's saying like, Bill, that's what you should be doing. You know you should be doing that, right? You know if you did that, you know, you'd stop having these ridiculous rants about technology and how fucking stupid it is. The reality is you lack the focus to get through an 8-page pamphlet, most of which are pictures with arrows pointing at the shit that the words are talking about. You can't get through that. And this person reminds you of that. So rather than being a fucking adult and just sitting down and opening the fucking booklet, you start yelling at the thing like it's a person. This is really just sort of therapy. I tried to set up Apple TV the other day, and you know, I know how I am now. I just told my wife to do it. She's like, I have to do it? I said, yeah, you have to do it, right? She goes, why? I go, because you're wired, no pun intended, better than I am for these types of situations, right? So she fucking, I'll break down right here the difference between me and my wife, right? She fucking got in there. So I'm sitting out in the backyard, right? Drinking a Miller. And she's in there. And I'm just listening to her sort of talking out loud, figuring it out. And then she got to one point and it fucked up. And then she laughed and went, oh, no. Oh, something like that. And I would never, ever emotionally be there. That right there was where I'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Fuck this fucking, you know, I would flip out. She just laughed, okay? Now, here's the difference between us. So last night I'm at a buddy's of my house, right? There's like 8 of us, and we're fucking smoking a cigar, and or cigars, I should say. We're not passing around like a joint, which is why I never got into smoking weed. It's like, it was the most disgusting thing is that thing gets passed around and shit. You know, I was always sitting there like, can I have my own? No offense, fellas. You know, I really like you guys. But could I have my own that only my mouth touches? It's fucking dirty, hippie, fucking pot-smoking sons of bees. So we're over there, and we're fucking smoking, and somebody just points. He's got this big window in his house, and this light is on. And somebody points to the window and is like, dude, what the fuck? And we look, and there's this mouse like climbing up the fucking window. And ironically enough, we were just talking about working with monkeys, you know, in movies and shit, and like in wild animals and stuff. And I was talking how I would never fuck. That's a deal breaker. I don't give a fuck how much money. There's no fucking way I'm working with the monkey, because those things routinely fucking just, they snap. You know what I mean? Everybody looks at, oh, look, he's got a little hat on and a vest. Somehow it's not a chimpanzee anymore that has the ability to rip my foot off my body. Fuck that thing. Fuck that thing, all right? I'm not working with it. I just got done saying that. And then when we saw the mouse, it all went out the fucking window. Next thing you know, we're trying to corner this thing, right? This is when you really realize what people are like when you get into like a crisis like this. So I got this Tupperware thing. I don't know why I didn't grab like a mop handle or something, but I'm in shorts and shit, and all I'm thinking is that this fucking thing bites me. Do I got to get those 70 rabies shots to the stomach? And I'm sitting there, right, the fucking liberal, trying to capture this thing and shoo it out the window. And then my buddy, the conservative, the thing went up the curtain and was way up on the curtain. This guy's got this fucking, it was like 12-foot fucking ceilings, this old house, you know. And it's all the way up there on the curtain. And the conservative dude goes, get some WD-40 and a match. It's like, and he was serious. It's like, dude, you want to burn this? You want to hear the sound of a mouse burning alive? You want that on your fucking hard drive? Not to mention, it's on curtains. You know, I don't know what sort of sniper you think I am with this fucking shit. I'm not doing that. So anyways, so the thing fucking like lightning quick. Like I threw the Tupperware at it to get it to crawl back down the curtain. We're like, where is it? Where is it, dude? And like fucking Barry Sanders zigzags between all of us, takes off down the hall and goes through the only open door into the bathroom. So then my buddy's in there, he's got it, and he's got like the fucking Tupperware thing, and I'm going, close the door, but he doesn't want to be, I don't know, close the door and be in there with the fucking mouse because it's still creepy. So I'm going, shut the fucking door. And he won't shut the door, and all of a sudden the thing starts running out. And I gave it the old fucking right pad save, kicked it back into the room, right? It was like kicking a sock, too. I could barely feel it. I'm sure it felt different to the mouse. And it was hilarious. It fucking hit my buddy right in his knee. And he was wearing fucking shorts. And he jumps up in the air. And then the fucking thing ran out again, got down on the stairs. And I'm fucking, like, with this Tupperware thing going, boom, 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 trying to get the fucking thing. And then finally, and where it ran, like, there wasn't a good amount of light. And I fucking had it. I heard it squeal. And they turned the light on. And I got the thing down, and the thing's on its back, looking up on me. Its whole body is in the Tupperware, and I'm right down on its neck. And it's just looking up at me. And I got to tell you something right now. The thing was fucking adorable. Fucking adorable. So I was able to, quickly get its fucking head in there. And then the thing's in there, like, making this squealing noise. And I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. We're almost there. And I just slid it across the floor as it was freaking out. So I get it all the way to the door. And then there's, that piece of wood there between the door and outside. Now I got to fucking lift it up. I start to lift it up. Immediately, its fucking gross tail is sticking out. And I'm like, fuck. If this thing runs back in the house, then we got to do this shit all over again. And then what if I get bit? So I just held it down, the Tupperware thing down. And I sort of stood up with my hand still on it, brought my foot back, closed the door as much as I could, and I just fucking booted the thing, and it just took off like a maniac down the driveway. And the mouse lived to tell another fucking tale. And that's what I'm good at. You get a fucking mouse in the house, I'll get out some Tupperware, and I'll fucking get rid of it, all right? But if you want me to set up Apple TV, like, I actually enjoyed catching the mouse. I was never, even when I was running around, I wasn't frustrated. I never felt any anger. When I saw the mouse there, I didn't have any urge to kill it. I thought it was fucking adorable. And then I just let it go. And the mindset I was in that entire time, during that moderately challenging point in my life, if I could just be in that mindset when, I'm trying to fucking download something or anything like that, I feel like my wife would have like 70% less shit to complain about when it comes to me. You know what I mean? If I could just somehow get in that mindset. It was fun. Running around, you get the blood going. Like when we all went back to smoking cigars. We were all laughing our balls off. Afterwards, guys go, hey, you fucking did this. You were scared and blah, blah, blah. And then we were like, dude, who the fuck said get WD-40 in a match? And we all just started laughing. We're like, dude, you're definitely voting for Trump. Get his coat. Take his coat, right? All right, score big, everybody. You're paying too much for tickets. Between all the markups, last-minute convenience charges, even print and home fees, you end up paying courtside prices for nosebleed seats. Score Big is here to change that. Guys, I don't know about this company, to be honest with you. I think this is just another fucking scalping site. I think what they're claiming they end up doing. Did you know that 40% of all live event tickets go unsold? That's not true. That is not true. That isn't. I know what happens is you fucking assholes go and you buy them up and act like you got them. Something happens. I don't know. This whole fucking thing seems fishy to me. And did you know there's a place to get seats at huge savings? It's called Score Big. Score Big works directly with your favorite teams and artists to get, oh, good, so they get a cut. And artists to get their unsold seats at unpublished prices. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. People scalp tickets to my shows all the fucking time, and fans end up yelling at me, and I don't make any money off of that. I get that all the time. Dude, you're funny. You're not this funny. And then I look and I go, Jesus Christ. And I call up my agent and go, what the fuck are we charging all this money for? He's like, we're not doing that. Those are scalpers. I don't know. Maybe Score Big's on the level. I'm going to have to do a little research here. Only with Score Big can you name a ticket price and be guaranteed to pay below box office up to 60% off. Now, see right there, they're talking some shit there. Below box office. So if box office says $100, then you should be getting it for 40, right? or at least under whatever the fuck that's, because they're saying up to 60% off. All right, here's what you do. 1, go to scorebig.com or download the new Score Big app on your iPhone and find the events and tickets, the seats you want. 2, make an offer with Score Big's name and ticket price feature. 3, get an instant answer and save up to 60% on your tickets. Maybe they're not that bad. Name any fees, never any fees, and shipping is always free. You can count on unbeatable prices and great seats, and when you're in great seats, you actually enjoy the game or the show all the more. Next thing you stand down there taking a fucking selfie. Next time you go see any game or show, go to Score Big first and see how much you can save. For the easiest way to save on tickets, download the new Score Big app for your iPhone, enter promo code BURR at checkout, and you'll save an extra $20 off your first ticket price. No iPhone, no problem. Get $20 off online, too, at scorebig.com. That's scorebig.com, promo code BURR. Scorebig.com, promo code BURR. That's it, right? Dakota Access Pipeline. Oh, okay, that's part of a question. I'm sitting there reading it like, what the fuck is that? I thought that was like the end of the copy. Like that was some code to save money. That's somebody's question. All right, hang on a second. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's read some questions here for the week, shall we? I have to give a shout out to a DJ named Afrojack, who, I'm not going to lie to you, I never heard of the guy. I'm not in that fucking world, and everybody's sending me this thing where he took a clip of some shit. I guess I talked about DJs like a couple years ago. That's how it works on my podcast. I'll say something, and it takes like 2 years before anybody really hears it. Like that Kardashian thing or the Yoko Ono thing. Like I said, those like I did the podcast, and it go like 2 years goes by, and then somebody who actually has a podcast with influence like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan blew up the Yoko Ono thing. So anyways, people were sending me this shit, and he did like do you call it a song? Is it a track? Is it a something else? I don't know what the fuck is. I don't know what the fuck it is, but he somehow lined the shit up, and he put me in a song, and as much as I still don't get what the fuck is going on, I want to thank the guy, because there's a bunch of young people in the crowd, and performers, you need that. You got to keep getting the next wave of young people. As your fans start to get older, they have kids and they can't even go out if they want to go out. You know what I mean? Like he probably just stopped me from going on cruise ships. He delayed that for another like 6 years. So thank you very much, Afrojack. I don't know if your name is Afrojack, like that's your first name, or your name's Jack and your nickname's Afrojack, like, Billy Red Tits. I don't know what it is, but I appreciate it. Thank you for, whatever the fuck, however you say it, however you kids say that shit. It's funny. I actually watched this thing one time with Nia recently, this documentary on DJ AM. Can I just say that again, and you guys, so I can make you cringe again? The fact that I, as old as I am, just said that name. On DJ AM, and I watched it, and I actually started to understand, like, I know there's an art to everything, but I actually was really starting to understand it. And Nia was talking about how one time she and a friend of hers were in New York and went to some fucking club, and that guy was DJing there, and she said it was like the sickest night ever of music. And within 10 minutes of being in the club, everybody's like, "Who the fuck is the DJ?" And then they figure out it's that guy, and I don't know what it is. I guess it's like what song leads into the next song, and you're changing the energy of the crowd, which I'm relating to stand-up, right? You don't open with your closing bit, but you got to open strong. Then you got to take them on a ride. You bring them up, and then they're gonna be burned out. You got 40 more minutes. What do? You take them down a little bit, and you start building it back up, down a little bit, and then you bring them a fork. And, it's like wrestling. It's like when I did Stone Cold's fucking podcast. And you talk about how you bring them up, down, a little more higher, a little bit lower, a little higher, and then you get them right in that last fucking moment, and then they fucking explode and go nuts. So, I don't know. Having said that, I like seeing live drummers. That was that problem I had when I went to go see fucking Lady Gaga. Like, I can go see anybody if I can see the band. She had a band in a fucking house. They're like in this fucking castle, and she's riding around on a goddamn horse. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, I believe was my quote. By the way, what the fuck's... Tony Romo right now, okay? If he was... It's hard to say this, because I could never retire from fucking stand-up. I don't feel I could. And obviously he loves football the way I love stand-up, I would think. But, this is the time to retire. This is the time to just say, you know what? Fuck this. It's like Ali, those last few fights. If he didn't have those, maybe it would have been a little bit different. I don't know. What the fuck am I to say that shit? But I don't know, man. You fucking break a bone in your back for the second fucking time. Jesus Christ. How fucking tough is that guy, by the way? Everybody always breaking his balls. And I probably shouldn't have said that shit, I don't know if he's married or if he's got a woman in his life, because what if I just gave her ammo and then I just ruined his breakfast? Tony, do you hear this? Do you hear this podcast? You hear what this person who never played organized football past the 4th grade said? Sorry. Look at that. I'm sitting there fucking shitting on cock blocks, and then I turn around and I make a move like that? What a fucking asshole. That's, you know what, Bill? That's just typical you. My ex-girlfriend's sister. Hey, Billy Bergenstocks. I'm 26 and still in love with my high school sweetheart. We've been on and off again for 10 years and have gone through a lot, to say the least. Jesus Christ, yes. I just got back from a 2-week vacation with her where everything was perfect and we had the time of our lives. This is the woman I want to start a family with, and it became more and more apparent on this trip. Congratulations. What could go wrong? Here's the thing. I slept with her sister on a drunken, blacked out night 3 years ago while me and her were not together and were on bad terms. Oh boy. My heart was broken and I had a lot of resentment. I was 23, drunk, weak. Shut the fuck up, dude. You had a dick. You fucking jerked off to her while you were dating her other... Get the fuck out of here. Don't fucking come at me. I got a dick too, all right? Don't fuck. And her younger sister came on to me. Oh my God, you victim. Things were different then and I was a mess. Listen, I'm not saying you weren't fucking heartbroken. You were fucking psyched the next day. There you go. You know what? You just got to check off a whole family. All you got left to do is bang their mother. That's got to be called something like the Grand Slam. Like when Tiger Woods won 4 in a row, and they were saying he won the Grand Slam. You won all 4 majors. Would be if you bang the mother and all the daughters. That would be the Grand Slam. The amount of guys laughing right now while the women are pissed. Well, a year or so later, me and my high school sweetie started talking again and started to become close, leading up to where it is now. I had an unbelievable guilt for what I did with her sister, the closer me and this girl got years later. It is the only thing that I haven't been honest with her about, and I had to tell her, you fucking idiot. No, you didn't. You should have talked to your sister and been like, look, what are we going to do here? Is it, how does it make things better that you told her? That's such a, and then like for the rest of their fucking lives, that's going to be a problem between the two of them. Ah, Jesus. You shouldn't have said shit and just waited till 20 years later when the sister, who never got married gets fucking hammered and you go, yeah, well, I fucked your husband 25 years ago. And at that point, what are you going to do? You'd be like, yeah, it was in the fucking 2000s. What do you want from me? Anyways, he goes, well, a year or so later, me and the high school sweetie started talking again, blah, 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 blah. I had an unbelievable guilt. So I had to tell. So the last night of our vacation, oh my God, we were laying in bed and I told her everything. I took a slap. She was crying for hours and it was as ugly as you can imagine. Well, you know what, dude? I commend you. You got it off your fucking chest. He goes, I feel terrible and am torn on if it was the right decision to tell her. My friends are giving me mixed answers and I would like an outside perspective from someone who I respect greatly. Well, Jesus, well, I appreciate you respect me. I don't know, do you? If it was really bugging you and you felt like you had to tell her, good, you told her. You know? Now you don't have to worry about that fucking thing coming out of nowhere. He goes, it is still fresh and everything is confusing on what is next. We love each other very much, but obviously I fucked up big time. Do you think this relationship stands a chance? I really hope it does, but I'm worried I ruined it. She seems to be getting through it better than I thought after her first reaction. She told me she loves me, but I really hurt her and she needs some space because when I'm... she needs some space. I hope you don't have a brother. Because when I'm with her... Okay, she told me she loves me, but I really hurt her, and she needs some space because when I'm with her, she can't be mad at me. I'm not a scumbag, and this is completely out of character for me to do. I just made a terrible mistake. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. I will say, the fact that you actually feel this level of guilt, you're a better man than me, because I wouldn't have said shit. I just would have just been like, well, I hope this doesn't fucking come out someday while we're having pumpkin pie over Thanksgiving. And I bet there's a lot of people out there that live with that secret. My thing is not only the cowardly self-preservation that I would try to have, I'm also thinking, like, this is how I would have handled that situation. I either wouldn't have said shit, or I would just break up with her and just walk away from it. Because I wouldn't say, hey, by the way, I banged your sister. And then for the rest of their life, they have to fucking deal with that. When I'm the piece of shit that did it. But I have to commend you that you actually felt that level of guilt and said something. Because I don't know. So it sounds to me that you're going to get past it. So the good thing is that now you don't have to worry about that fucking grand piano fall crashing down on your fucking life someday. So that's the upside. Maybe there's an upside that you told her where she'll have faith in you that, like, wow, this guy actually feels guilt about stuff like that, so I can trust him. We were broken up while it happened. Let me see if I can get Nia in here for this one. Hang on a second. All right, the magic of the pause button again. The lovely Nia is here.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, ex-girlfriend's sister. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, really quickly, this guy, all right, I'll give you the abridged version. I've been on and off again for 10 years, just got back from a 2-week vacation with her. Everything was perfect. We had the time of our lives. This is the woman I want to start a family with. Here's the thing. I slept with his sister on a drunken, blacked out night 3 years ago while we met. While me and her were not together and we're on bad terms. My heart was broken. I had a lot of resentment. I was 23, drunk, weak, and her younger sister came on to me.
I don't know. I tell you, that's a rough one. That's a real rough one.
You like how he makes himself the victim?
Yeah, she came on to me. Okay.
I said earlier, I said, dude, I have a dick too. Don't fucking lie to me.
Exactly. Stop it.
I said you rubbed one out to her before you fucking...
Yes, the seeds have been planted for a while that you've been wanting to fuck the sister. Don't try to act like, oh, I was so heartbroken. You and the sister are both dirty.
Okay. So here's the deal. He goes, he felt terrible the last night of the vacation. He couldn't deal with the guilt, so he told her.
Oh my God.
He goes, I took a slap. She was crying for hours, and it was as ugly as you can imagine.
Yeah.
All right. She told me she loves me, but I really hurt her, and she needs some space because when I'm with her, she can't be mad at me. I'm not a scumbag, and this is completely out of character for me to do. I just made a terrible mistake. So he's basically saying, do you think the relationship stands a chance? I really hope it does, but I'm worried I ruined it. She seems to be getting through it better than I thought after her first reaction. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. You fucked her sister. It's over. That's it.
You think so?
Yeah, because, I mean, maybe there are some people who are more emotionally evolved than I am, but I couldn't get back. Like, that's her sister. Like, her sister's not going anywhere. And, like, how's it going to be at, like, Thanksgiving and Christmas and, like, all that kind of stuff? Like, you're just going to avoid each other or just kind of, like, it's weird. I mean, maybe the three of them can have...
a threesome!
No!
And just get it out of the way! Yes! That's exactly what I was thinking.
You can't have a threesome with your sister. That's disgusting. That's gross. I would never want to see my sister
stand there talking to each other, and he's behind them.
Yeah, talking to each other.
Hey, remember we went to the water park?
Oh no, stop. Unless the three of them sit down and both this guy and the sister are so repentant and so whatever, but like you'd never be able to trust them. You'd never be like, oh yeah, can you guys run out and like, get some extra sugar and more groceries?
Try not to fuck each other.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing. She might be okay with him now, but in the end, she's going to choose her sister. Like that, no matter how her sister betrayed her, that's the sister. So you are disposable. You're just like the dude. That's her family. So if you think that you really have a chance...
But I feel like they're done too.
Her and the sister?
Yes.
Her and the sister will probably get past it.
Look, I have to say,
long ways from now, and it'll probably always still be there. But because they're family... I mean, family betrays each other all the time,
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think what she did was worse than what he did.
The sister?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. If we're going to, like, put them on who was the worst person in the situation, the sister, 100%.
So here's what I learned.
You never do that.
If you're with a woman, okay, okay, you guys break up and blah, blah, blah. If her sister comes on to you, like, you are effectively ending that relationship forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only
do you think he
the
should have told
relationship
her?
with her and the relationship
Do you
with
think
the
he
sister.
should have told her?
The thing about it is that he told her because he felt guilty. So it was to unburden his own conscience because it wasn't real, because there's nothing in telling her that would make her feel better. And, oh my God, thank you so much for being honest with me. That's the sister. So I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that.
Is nothing commendable that he had such guilt that he had to tell her?
Not really, because people are burdened with guilt all the time. And they like, oh, I just had to get it off my chest. And it's like, great, congratulations, it's off your chest. Now I feel shitty. So was that really for me or was that for you?
Nia Renee Hill coming here bringing the lumber.
Yeah, I'm not with that whole like, well, at least he was honest with you. It's like, for what? For me? No. That was all for him to unburden
I never
himself.
looked at it that way. Wow.
Yeah. Not that I don't think apologies are worthwhile, or it's not like I don't think that you should apologize for something you did wrong, but I just feel like you really need to question.
I was really hoping that's what you were saying.
Yeah. You really need to question your motivations for confessing something of this level. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you really trying to do? A lot of times people are just trying to unburden themselves.
Well, that's what I was saying. The best thing now is he got it out there, so he doesn't have to worry about that grand piano coming crashing down into his life someday. Like I was saying, when they're having like fucking Thanksgiving dinner.
What I want to know is what is going on between the girl and the sister. Because obviously, that's no sister. That's no real, I don't know. That's what I'm more interested in. You know what's
something else? Why that's fucked up is because now you know that the parents know. You know?
You think she would have told the parents, like, Mom,
but if they know,
Stephanie fucked my boyfriend.
Yeah, and then they got to be like, oh my God, we raised a whore.
And I don't think that she's a whore.
I'm not saying she's not a whore, I'm saying, but she got
people
some
make
issues.
mistakes, but that's really
that's issues.
No, that's beyond.
That's a power thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's a total power thing.
It is. I wonder if this was a younger sister. And I wonder, like, who knows? But that's what I'm more intrigued about now. It's like, what's going to happen with these sisters? You know? That's some deep shit right there. So, I don't know.
That's like a power thing on her thing, saying, like, you know, as much as you're into her, you still can't fucking resist me. Mm-hmm. What is it?
Yeah, maybe so. Because who does that? Who goes after...
Nia, let us into the female mind.
I can't let you in on that. That's not a female thing. That's like a dirty ass hoe, bitch, nasty person. I don't know what that's like. I would never go after a relative's like significant other.
So where do you draw the line?
What do you mean?
Coworker. So you're not... Just so the people know, because you really have strong opinions on this. So I want to know.
I do.
So family, obviously.
Yeah, no, you don't do that.
It's about the family.
Yeah. If this is a person that is clearly in a relationship with somebody else, and you know they've been together,
I
want to
know. I want to know where you draw the line. coworker. You guys occasionally have lunch together.
With the sister's coworker?
Yeah, and there's something the guy's got, like, he does like the paisley tie with the suspenders. You know that.
Oh,
always,
can't resist that.
Yeah, you guys always go nuts about that. No belt,
No
suspender.
belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you have suspenders, you don't need a belt. So, but anyway,
What if he has both? Suspenders and a belt, and then you think like,
then
wow,
I don't
this
know
guy.
what it is that you're trying to do.
Well, maybe
Why would you have both?
Wouldn't that like get that thing, that female thing, where like you'd feel safe? Like this guy's really gonna have he's gonna have an alarm system and a gun.
Yeah, I know.
And a sword.
And wear 2 condoms? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, no. I mean, if they're not involved, if they're not like in a real relationship.
Neighbors.
Then, yeah, that's
Neighbor.
not
Would you bang a neighbor?
Would I bang like my sister's neighbor?
No, not your sister's. No, we're taking family out of it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying where is the line where
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, well, whatever, bitch, Isn't that how you guys say? You put the hand up, whatever, bitch.
But what are you talking about?
I'm saying, because you're saying, like, that's family, you can't fucking do that. I was just trying to find a comedic angle here. Now you're
I see what you mean. I mean,
neighbor, 2 streets over, your neighbor knew them, invited you over, and you went over there.
you know what? I have a real life example of this.
The guy
It happened in high
was an
school.
architect.
Okay, all right, I got it. I have a real life example of this. During my prom, my senior prom, I went with somebody else.
You're dirty. Yep.
Wait a minute. I went with somebody who was just a friend, okay? But
Biz
my
Markie?
friend, yes, Biz Markie. He was just a friend. But my friend went to the prom with this guy that she had just met, and they were set up by another friend. He went to a different school, so they didn't really know each other.
Here come
but
the
that was the day.
justifications.
But the thing is,
they just met. They were set up by friends, so I'm totally innocent.
So
just say the dirty thing you did.
really connected during prom, and as you know, that was not what happened. As you know, my prom did not end that great. My parents came and took me from this house that I was in because I was dumb enough to tell them the truth. I called my parents because I was supposed to spend the night at a girlfriend's house, but instead we were going to be hanging out at this boy's house. His older sister was there. There was a whole bunch of us, but we were hanging out. I was having such a great time that I called my parents and I said, hey, just so you know, I'm staying here. My mom completely flipped out, and she and my stepfather came and extracted me from the home. So that's how my prom ended.
Exactly.
So it didn't end on it was a very traumatic, but
great parents.
Ultimately, they did the right thing. But anyway, me and this guy ended up connecting, and we ended up dating afterward. So,
oh, that's different. I thought you were saying
we went in the bathroom.
went into the front part of the limo and put the window up.
No. But it wasn't her boyfriend. They had just met. I think she definitely felt some type of way about it,
Only because he chose you over her.
Exactly.
You guys didn't have any sort of friendship?
No, she and I were really good friends.
Yeah, no, that's not good. Oh, that's a rough one.
But it wasn't her boyfriend.
There's been a lot of rough ones here. A lot of rough ones.
And we dated for a while. We dated up until, I went to college, basically, and that was the end of that. So it wasn't this long-term, torrid affair. It wasn't like he was my first love or anything. He was just really cute and a football player and liked Bob Marley. Hey, what can I say?
Oh, I'm sordid details here. All right. Well, that's the podcast for this week. Geez, you came hard this week. You came hard. You really fucking just put that guy. You just said, you know what? That's it. It's a fucking wrap. And you know what? I think you're right. Mm-hmm. I think you're right. I can say that.
Yeah.
As I sit here in my PJs.
Thank you. Yeah.